Hey YouTube, Ron here with another unboxing of parts as I get ready for the turbo upgrade and built motor project that I got going on for my RS. So today, this is probably something you guys have all seen before, but this is a blow-off valve, TiAL blow-off valve that I'm going to be running. Because the turbo that I'm going to be using doesn't have like a place for the blow-off valve to be fitted, kind of like how the stock, the factory housing is. You have to go with an aftermarket unit. So after doing some research between like the HKS and the TiAL, and then just listening to like sound clips of what sounded better, I decided to go with this one. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It's either, sometimes I hear people say TiAL or TiAL. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me, but this is what I decided to go with. So I went with their blue, I think it's the Q series is the name of it. And it's a thing of beauty, pretty nice, very beefy, substantial unit. It's 50 millimeter. This thing should definitely flow more than enough. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna make enough boost to where this is not gonna do the trick. They say they rate these up to 1800 horsepower, which I'm not gonna be anywhere near. Made in Marca, which is nice, and it's blue, so it matches the color of my RS. I'm running the stainless, sorry, the ETS piping, so the charge piping kit. So I got the stainless weld-on flange because they offer different ones. They offer, I think, mild steel, a stainless steel, and aluminum. They offer like a few different variants. So I went with the stainless one. So if you're going to get this, you have to make sure you know what kind of piping you're running. If you're using ETS, it's stainless. I don't know how you'd make this work with the factory piping. I don't believe that portion where I'm installing this is metal. I think it's all plastic. And this is the seal that goes there. So the blow-off valve will mount. This will be welded onto the charge pipe, and the blow-off valve mounts on there. And then they include this super beefy flange, or sorry, clamp, right, to sandwich it all together. So very nice. And then finally, there's the vacuum nipple. So this will screw into the top of the blow-off valve, right there, and then connect to a vacuum source off the manifold. So, I mean, so this isn't anything you probably haven't seen before. Probably the only thing of note that's valuable is if you have an RS, the way you size these, I got this with the 10-pound spring, the 10 PSI spring, which has nothing to do with the boost pressure. It's all based on vacuum at idle. That's the way TiAL wants you to figure out which spring sizing to use. So the way I did it is I'm running a standalone in my car, so I can look at what the manifold pressure is whenever the car is idling. If you have like an access port, you can do the same thing. There's probably also some other tools you can do. You can just plug into the OBD2 port and you can see what your vacuum is at idle. I mean, worst case scenario, you can like connect an analog, like traditional gauge and see what it is. But at any rate, with the RS, I was seeing around nine-ish PSI vacuum. So because of that, I went with a 10 PSI spring. So it's important to size this properly because if you go too small or too light, so again, they're rated from 12 PSI down to 8 PSI. If you go too light, from what I understand, there's a danger of the valve staying open, or the blow valve staying open at idle. If you go too heavy, then it's going to have trouble opening and it might not vent enough. So a 10 is about the right one for me. This is based on the range I was seeing, this is on the higher end of the range. So because the engine I'm going to be running is also going to have aftermarket cams, I'm assuming that the vacuum is going to drop a little bit. I mean, I doubt it's going to go up. I usually use a little bit of vacuum at idle when you run a larger cam. So I think this is going to work out really well. We'll see. This is going to, as far as where I'm going to mount this, if you're familiar with the way the piping for the RS works, so the charge air discharges from the turbo, it flows under the oil pan, a piece of piping under the oil pan, into the intercooler, then back out on the passenger side, and then up into the throttle body. So this I'm going to mount on the probably on the piping that's coming up from the intercooler to the throttle body. So it's going to be pretty close to the throttle body. CPE has like a kit where that's where they mount this. So that they also offer a kit where they include a TiAL valve as an option. So it made sense to put it there, and I think there's going to be enough room. So once I have the car back together, I will see, the shop that I'm working with, we'll see where we can, where we have to cut a hole in the pipe and weld this bad boy on, and then get this all mounted up. So more to come. I just figured to share this with you. Again, it's nothing that you guys haven't probably seen if you looked at other YouTube videos, but I guess the one thing that will save you some time is that if you get one of these and you're not like ordering a kit from CP or whatever, you need to get the 10 PSI spring, because that's for a stock RS with cams, or sorry, with like a stock cams and everything. This is about this. A 10 PSI spring is the one that you want for this. So hopefully you guys found this useful. If you did, like, subscribe, share it with anyone. And again, I'll keep you guys posted as more parts come in and as the build progresses. And thanks for watching. See ya.